Hello everyone, I invite you to every Monday cryptocurrency review. Let's start by checking the current situation on BTC in the USDT pair, taking into account the 1-hour interval. We will start by defining the upward trend channel using blue lines, in which we are approaching the upper limit. And what is more, we can determine the local downward trend lines from which the price came out on top. Now we can move on to marking support areas in case the price starts to reverse. And here we can see that the support at the level of $43,388 effectively maintains the price. Then we have a second support at the level of $42,171, and when the price goes lower, the support zone from $41,299 to $40,199 protects us from very large declines. Looking the other way, we can determine resistance locations in a similar way using the trend-based fib extension tool. First, we will mark significant resistance at the level of $44,887, with the golden fib point of 0.618, which the price is struggling to maintain. If the positive level is maintained, we may see an attempt to attack towards a very strong resistance zone from $45,557 to $46,411, which keeps the price from rising to around $48,000. Please pay attention to the RSI indicator, because despite the dynamic growth there is still room for an upward movement. The stock indicator shows a clear break above the upper limit, which resulted in a slight rebound, but it is worth being careful because the price may go lower. As the second chart in today's review, we will check ETH in pair with USDT, also on a 1-hour time frame. First, we can use the dark blue lines to mark the upward trend channel, from which we can see how the price came out from the bottom and created a local downward trend channel here. Now let's move on to marking the support places. We will use the fib retracement tool to mark supports, and as you can see, the first support is at the price of $2,174. Then there is a support zone from $2,143 to $2,101, which keeps the price from falling to the support level of $1,981. Looking the other way, we can similarly mark places where the price should encounter resistance on the way up. And here we have the first very strong resistance at the price of $2,314, which is at the so-called golden point of 0.618 fib. And then there is a very strong resistance zone from $2,371 to $2,446. When we turn on EMA cross 50 and 200, we can see that they indicate the continuation of the local downtrend. Looking at the RSI indicator, there is still room for a price increase, but the potential is limited by the stock indicator, which clearly shows overheating, which resulted in a slight recovery, and there is still room for the price to go lower. Moving on, we will check the ETC chart on a 4-hour time frame. We will start by defining, using the blue lines, the upward trend channel from which we tried to exit at the bottom. Locally, a yellow downward trend line has formed. Let's now move on to marking support areas for the price, and here, after unfolding the trend-based fib extension grid, we can see that the price with dynamic movements returned to the support zone from $20.56 to $19.52, while leaving the zone at the bottom may result in a strong decline even to the vicinity $16.50. Looking the other way, we can similarly determine the resistance areas that the price must face. And here we can see the $20.76 level again as resistance, after which we can see increases towards the strong resistance zone from $23.12 to $24.38 just at the upper border of the previously mentioned channel. Looking at the RSI indicator, we can see that we have approached the lower limit, which could have slowed down the decline, but there is still room for recovery. While the stock indicator shows a quick rebound from the lower limit, which gives us energy for another price drop. The last one in today's list is the symbiotic chart and pair with USDT. First, we will use the blue lines to mark the upward trend channel in which the price is fighting at the lower border. Let's move on to determining the support, and for this purpose we will unfold the trend-based fib extension grid, thanks to which we can see a strong support at the level of 76 cents. However, if the support is broken and the price leaves the current channel lower, it may result in a price drop close to the height of the channel, which could bring the price to a very strong support zone from 61 cents to 53 cents. Looking the other way, we see that the level of 86 cents has effectively reduced the price only when we go higher. The next resistance is at the level of 95 cents. And then we have a visible strong resistance zone from $1.01 to $1.08. At this point, it is worth defining the local downtrend line, which confirms the 95 cents level as an important resistance. It is worth looking at the RSI indicator, which shows a movement in the lower part of the range, which gives room for possible increases. And what is more, the situation looks similar on the stock indicator, but it is worth remembering that we are still in a downward trend and a lot depends on the behavior of the BTC price. Technical analysis is provided by a third party, and for informational purposes only. It does not reflect the views of CryptoDaily, nor is it intended to be used as legal, tax, investment, or financial advice.